Welcome back to the channel, guys, and we're finally here. The Euros has finally begun, and I honestly can't wait to see what this tournament has to offer. We're only one day away from Scotland playing their first group match against the Czech Republic, and no doubt we'll be in for a very entertaining game. Today I'm going to be going through my team and score predictions, and also provide some background information on both Scotland's and Czech Republic's previous matches. So without further ado, let's get stuck right into this match preview.
It's broken kindly here for Lyndon Dykes. And he managed to poke it through for Ryan Fraser! And it is a perfect start for Scotland! Fraser finishes so well! And once again they have something to build on at Hampden!
The last time we faced the Czechs was during our Nations League campaign in October last year, where Scotland were just off the back of beating Israel in the playoff semi-final and also beating Slovakia, who were also a part of our Nations League group. Going into the game, it was hard to imagine Scotland winning 3 games in a row against very good opposition, as it's not really the standard Scotland have set themselves in the past couple of years. A win in this game would take Scotland 4 points clear at the top of their group and also break a 32-year-old record for most games without losing. Scotland will want to make sure that their incredible run of form continued and they go off to the best possible start, as in the 6th minute, pressure from Stephen O'Donnell led to Lucas Provod passing the ball into the path of Lyndon Dykes, with the ball then being slipped into Ryan Fraser, who slots the ball past Thomas Vlasic to score his second Scotland goal. Despite going a goal up, the energy of the Czechs had risen, with chances testing the Scotland defence, but nothing had came from it. There was a penalty claimed by the Czech Republic after Thomas Souček had his pulled shot by Andy Considine in the box, but the referee did not point to the spot and so play carried on. Scotland could have went 2-0 up to 10 minutes before half time, however Ryan Fraser's crowd effort skimmed the post and the whistle blew for half time. The Czechs were piling on the chances in the second half, with Souček's header going wide and John McGinn sliding in to block an effort into the stands. In an attempt to win this match, Paul Hanlon came on for his Scotland debut and slotted into the defence in order to help keep any efforts away from goal. There was a chance in the 84th minute from Ollie McBurney, who managed to receive the ball just outside the box, but unfortunately his attempt struck the crossbar, and so his wait for his first Scotland goal continues. The game ended with Scotland extending their unbeaten run after a superb performance against a really tough side, and should feel really proud of their effort throughout the match. This will be the first time in 5 years that the Czech Republic will appear in a major tournament after failing to qualify for the 2018 World Cup in Russia. The Czechs gained qualification for the Euros after finishing second in their group, just 6 points behind group winners England. Out of their 10 games, they managed to win 5 with a bit of full strength England side 2-1 in Prague. Their closest challengers in the group were Kosovo, who did achieve a victory over the Czechs, but unfortunately finished 4 points behind them in third. The Czech Republic will be looking to get out of the group, but will have to compete against the likes of Croatia, England and of course Scotland. The Czechs have many key players in their squad, with Thomas Souček and Patrick Schick being the standouts. Arguably West Ham's Player of the Year, Thomas Souček has had a brilliant season in the Premier League, as he achieved a 6th place finish and also guaranteed European football next season with the Hammers. Alongside his 10 goals and 1 assist in the Premier League this year, Souček has brought a defensive presence and aggression that West Ham have been looking for, and it's paid off massively. It's been reported that Bayern Munich are interested in bringing the Czech to the Allianz, but whether he would like to stay in the Prem and play for West Ham or challenge himself in the Champions League with Bayern, we'll just need to wait and see what happens after the Euros. The main source of goals for the Czech Republic is given the answer of Patrick Schick, who has scored 5 goals in his last 8 games. The Czech moved to Bayer Leverkusen from RB Leipzig last summer and scored 13 goals in 36 games this season for the German side. The Scotland defence will be in for a very tough shift, as Schick's tall and physical presence will be a problem that we'll need to cope with for the full night. Patrick Schick is very good in the air, and so the likes of Kieran Tierney and Liam Cooper will need to watch their backs for any incoming attempts from the tall striker. Scotland will know what type of match they are in for due to their previous meetings, so they'll need to be prepared and ready for a very tough battle. In preparation for the Euros, Scotland will face with 2 friendlies against the Netherlands and Luxembourg. These games will help out massively for the Euros, as would let Scotland test themselves against decent opposition. However, before we played these games, there was quite a scare in the camp, as John Fleck tested positive for COVID-19, meaning himself and 6 others who were in close contact to Fleck were unavailable for the Holland game. David Turnbull filled in for the missing John McGinn and made his Scotland debut, with James Forrest and Craig Gordon coming in also for Stephen O'Donnell and David Marshall due to them being close contacts. In the early stages of the match, Scotland were piling on the attack with the constant pressure of Dykes and Christie, making the Dutch defence look nervy. It didn't take long for Scotland to find the opener, as Jack Hendry found himself in space at the edge of the box and struck the ball right in the bottom corner, marking his very first Scotland goal. Despite going a goal down, Holland ramped up their efforts to find an equaliser, but none of their chances found the back of the net. That was until the 17th minute, where the ball was swung into the box, finding the head of Gini Wijnaldum, who nodded it down for Memphis Depay to simply volley it past Craig Gordon. It was Scotland who looked to have had the upper hand, as they were dominating the game, and it looked like they wanted it more. In the 63rd minute, Scotland scored a second after a brilliant counter-attack, where Ryan Christie found a striding Andy Robertson, who whipped a pinpoint pass over to substitute Kevin Nisbet and placed it past the Dutch keeper. It looked as though Scotland were going to ease out the game comfortably. However, in the 89th minute, a free kick was given to Holland after Jack Hendry conceded a very soft foul just outside the box. Memphis Depay stepped up to the free kick and curled it brilliantly into the far corner, leaving Craig Gordon stranded on his line. The game ended 2 weeks with Scotland feeling they should have deserved a win over the Netherlands. Scotland then flew out to Luxembourg to play their final match before the start of the Euros. After staying in Spain due to being close contact to John Fleck, the 6 other players rejoined the squad after delivering a negative COVID test. Only 5 of those 6 returned to the starting lineup, with Nathan Patterson only making the bench. Steve Clarke named a very strong lineup that was capable of beating Luxembourg. However, it was the host who had the first major chance, with a corner was swung into the box and David Marshall had to make a brilliant save after the ball came off Grant Hanley. As the game went on, Scotland found themselves to be the better side, with more chances occurring, with the closest being Lyndon Dykes' headed effort hitting the post. Scotland eventually found a breakthrough in the 27th minute when Lyndon Dykes drove into the box and found Che Adams in lots of space. Che Adams received the ball and placed it under the keeper to score his second Scotland goal. It looked as though Scotland were going to get a second when Lyndon Dykes was 1-on-1 with the keeper, ready to strike, but was brought down by the Luxembourg defender. Scotland were given a free kick and Luxembourg were down to 10 men after Vahid Salimovic was sent off. Scott McTominay stood over the free kick, but his ever went curling over the bar. At the start of the second half, Billy Gilmore came on, and within 3 minutes he had an opportunity to make it 2-0, but his shot was saved and went out for a corner. There was another debutant in the side as Nathan Patterson came on in the 64th minute, replacing Stephen O'Donnell, and had a sudden impact as they tried to create chances from the right hand side. The game was dominated by Scotland as they managed to ease out the game with a victory, and now all their focus will be placed on the 14th of June in their first Euros match. After watching the 2 friendly matches, I feel that Scotland will stick with the 3-5-2 formation, but some changes will be made. I think that in goals it will still be David Marshall with a back 5 of Andy Robertson, Kieran Tierney. I think Liam Cooper will come into the side with Jack Hendry next to him and Stephen O'Donnell at the right wing back position. There are many shouts for Billy Gilmore to start in midfield, but I don't believe Steve Clarke will select him and will instead go with McGregor, McTominay and John McGinn just in front. And finally up front will be Ryan Christie and Lyndon Dykes, as those two work brilliantly together in this team. I may be slightly biased here, but I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Scotland, as the quality we have should be enough to compete against this Czech side, and I don't think we should have any problems. So yeah guys, that brings an end to this match preview, and just the thought of finally seeing Scotland at a major tournament tomorrow has just made me feel so much more buzzing for this summer. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more content like this. Also, comment down below what your team and score predictions are for tomorrow. And so yeah, you've been watching the Scottish Football Experience, and I'll catch you in the next video.